screw having balanced content. I just want more excuses to look at my favorite up-and-coming creators. The Man Be His Law and Flint's Creations. Love these guys. You probably know that I love these guys because I've made multiple videos on both of them. And in our last little competition thing, we looked at Into the Fire, The Man Be His Law's Doflamingo rap, and taking over Flint's Creations psychic type rap. So today we're going to be looking at both of their ciphers. So yeah. First is Flint's Creations, the Pokemon Type Cipher Volume 1. I already took a look at this. I've already taken a look at both of these videos, but now I'm gonna pit them against each other. And I'm gonna go more in depth than I have with the previous reactions, I guess. Try to find more things to talk about. Is my sound off? That's embarrassing. Yeah, my sound is at 100 here. Ah, yes. Alright, so I said before, last time, before I watched this, I only knew Pure Chaos Music and Politicus, but now I've looked into all of these guys. Flint's Creations still, of course I know him, but Red Rob, I haven't seen his Aizawa rap yet, and I'm planning on reacting to it. Pure Chaos Music, yeah, Samurot's Flow, haven't checked him out much, but I am subscribed, but I've only seen a few of his songs. And Politicus as Ground, of course I know Politicus. Triple Axum, so Triple Axel. Ice Spinner. But, so I didn't catch this when I originally watched it. I got Weavile, but, I see it Bob and Weavile, which are, the two main boxing things. Shen Pao is, the cursed tool. All of them are cursed objects. Shen Pao is the cursed tool. Freeze Dry to stop his water pulse. Freeze Dry is a special move in which it is an ice type move, which is super effective on water type Pokemon, which I think is very cool. He was talking about Sheer Cold just a second ago, so Arctozolt, yeah. No. He was talking about Sheer Cold a second ago, and then he said Oko, so yeah, there's that. And then Static like an Arctozolt, because I'm pretty sure it's the only ice type that can have static. Arc to back up, yeah. Avlug, the table Pokemon, back is entirely flat. Electric Terrain. Electrode's main thing is exploding. I realize I probably explained a lot of these in my first video about this song, but today is different because we're gonna be competing. I'm gonna have criteria. The Lightning American, I realize now that this was probably a war bomb. A war line, yeah. This was a war line, because Lieutenant Surge was in a well, he's a veteran. He's the Lightning American, and he just looks. He just like you know how American characters are portrayed in Japanese games, like Guile and all that. Like that's he just looks like that, man. I already explained this in my last video, but strike twice, not once, zap dos. Dos, the Spanish word for two, so not uno, dos. Fun fact, the three legendary birds have the three Spanish words for 1, 2, and 3. Arctic uno, zap dos, and mol tres. That's with a few other things too, like Yuxi, Mespirit, and Azelf is kind of weird, but it has you, me, and us. But with Azelf it's AZ instead of US, which I still don't like, but it works. And then there's Dinos, Wysis, and Hydreigon. Eins, Drei, and Zwei. 10 million volt Thunderbolt, the Pikachu Z move. Pikachu. Yeah, Mr. Mime's whole thing is barriers and things that aren't there. People get so mad that Solgaleo is a steel psychic type and not a fire psychic type. It's the sun. The sun isn't made out of fire, guys. Well, you know what it is made out of? Molten metals. Steel type makes infinitely more sense than fire type for the sun Pokemon. And that's probably why we still don't have a sun that's a fire type, even though we have 2 sun Pokemon. Indoor. That's just a Pokemon move. For a second there, I thought it was a psychic type move, but no, it's normal. It's normal. Confused. You're gonna hurt yourself. That's how confusion works in Pokemon. When you're confused, you have a 50% chance to attack yourself. Acting like you're slow, bro. Yeah, this is obvious. I'm still not entirely sure, but I think that Shaken Up Your Dojo line is a reference to the Saffron City Gym taking down the Pokemon Dojo. Speed X, that speed bar might be a reference to how in Gen 1, Alakazam and Mewtwo were probably some of the best Pokemon to have, because not only were they specially active, they were fast as fuck, boy. And the faster you are in Gen 1, the more likely you were to get critical hits. Meditate shows Meditate, like, yeah. Also, Meditate being a psychic type move. Psycho Shift, yeah. And then, Samurai Floor. What he's saying is, like, when he starts rapping, he has the gang with him, which is how Wishy-Washy works. Once he gets its schooling ability, allows it to become a much stronger Pokemon than it really is, because Wishy-Washy is weak and lame. Crashing with Waves could be a reference to Crash or Wake. I already said this, but huge power Azumarill with Belly Drum is, like, more attack power than anybody really needs. Like, that shit is crazy, man. Tatsugiri's main move being Order Up. Like, that's its Ndondozo's special move. So, yeah. Also, Tatsugiri, love it. Already said the story in my last Flint's Creations video, so watch it there. Bars always stab when it's Sam on the flow, a reference to how he is Samurot's flow. And then bars always stab because Samurot has the scowl chops. That's what they are. Yeah, scowl chops. Ooh. Greninja with Protean. Yeah, I was mixed between Protean and Libero because they are the same ability. Like Libero and Protean, they're the same ability. I don't know why they changed the name, but anyway, Protean. So better know the way my type switch. Greninja, depending on the moves it has, can be any type. And I'm pretty sure Greninja can learn at least one move from every type. Like, it can have Toxic Spikes. It has Mat Block, which is fighting. It can have Grass Knot. It can have Volt Switch, I think. No, I don't think it can have Volt Switch. Can it have Volt Switch? I don't know. Nessa's nice. Let's leave it at that. You go immediately from a Pokemon girl to a Vaporeon. I see how it is, Flint. Whole buried bodies, like you're traveling throughout 5. I don't entirely get that. I don't understand. Six feet under. If you were underground, I'm assuming that's a reference to the move Dig. You go underground and attack. Now you're looking like a ground type. Groudon, I'm a Groundon. Good, nice play on words there. With the bringing the heat, its primal form is a fire type. I ain't out till they night. Like, he ain't passing out till they pass now. If you try to mess with my time, Dialga, the god of time in Pokemon. Fly from the green, just like Tropius. I feel like that's obvious. Tropius is a grass and flying type. Landorus, one of the few ground and flying Pokemon, but it's also the only ground flying legendary, which is probably why he used that instead of Gliscor. Also, it worked with the flow better, you know. Still an amazing rap. Doesn't matter how many times I hear it. But now we're gonna go to another one of my favorites, the One Piece villain cipher from The Man Be His Law. And, you know, we're doing it, man. Like, I'm stuck between these two. I don't know which one I actually like more. You got this great flow to start off with, like, he's going fast. Elementary like elementary P, put the L in Luffy. And putting the L in Luffy, like, he's like the first guy to really give Luffy fear for his life. Like, he absolutely decimated Luffy in the first 2 fights. Not Baroque, but I rock Baroque, which is amazing wordplay from Agadami here. saying like, he's not the president, but he might as well be. Croak, choke, toke in my smoke cloak. Like, uh, Crocodile is an avid smoker. Smoking these bars like a Cuban. I already mentioned that. He's an avid smoker. Intertwined is an OG sushi buy. Like the first 7 warlords of the sea are like the most entwined in the story, except for Buggy, because Buggy's amazing. This just the start of this verse is like, I'm pretty sure NL might have my favorite verse in this, but it's hard because all the verses are amazing. Like, starting off the verse like this is, that's top tier from Ziggy Cheese. Also, he comments on my videos, which is nice. I love him. He's great. Monkey D body on my cross. Like, oh man, getting to Skypiea, seeing this giant threat NL, and just realizing he's got nothing on Luffy was, ooh, that the NL face is one of the best moments in anime history. Runner-up a Rowanoa and no one is the next loss. Like, that's amazing wordplay that I couldn't do for sure. Let's see. You ain't facing just a man or some sand, 'cause I'm God. Like, all of the villains up until this point have just been normal dudes. Well, not normal dudes. I mean, the last truly normal dude, that Luffy, like, the only person who didn't have some magical power that Luffy fought was probably Alvida in episode 1, and then Alvida got a devil fruit. Like, you might say Kuro, but he had that, like, super quick thing, and apparently was the second smartest East Blue person, like, above Nami for some reason. But like, Enel has a whole people that worship him. Enel was, for lack of a better term, a deity. He's a god. God on the track made a bit of eccentric. Yeah. My homies stay electric. That's obvious. Enel's electricity, dude. Talking homies need none. Like, he didn't... Oh god, those eyes. But anyway, Enel really didn't need any... Enel didn't care for any of his priests. Like, he didn't care for them. He doesn't need any homies. The weatherman, he has the electricity devil fruit. He can cause thunderstorms whenever he wants. I mean, Skypiea, it's kind of like Neverland, I guess. The man be his law. You will never convince me that Rob Lucci did not deserve to be on this cipher. Like, skipping, not only skipping any Slobby Water 7, but also skipping Thriller Bark, which, yeah, makes sense, Moria sucks, but also skipping Impelled Down with Magellan. Like, those are three, I'd say, pretty big villains that should have had versus. I get why you didn't. Also, Foxy, what are you doing? Foxy's the best One Piece villain. I get why you did it, but I will never truly forgive you for leaving Foxy out of this cipher. The Navy Admiral making the heat. You got obvious. Yeah. I always thought, listen, I love this verse, but I always thought this voice wasn't, like, deep or booming enough for Akainu. Though he does go hard enough for Akainu. Left hand, heaven and hell start turning. That's like probably one of my favorite bars in this thing. Like, those two lines make Akainu out to be a good guy, which Akainu thinks he's a good guy. He thinks destroying pirates is, like, that shows Akainu, that shows an understanding of Kainu's character. Like, absolute power using to protect the weak. That shows that weapon arsonist has an amazing understanding of Akainu's power. Which, yeah. Ashes to ashes, your brother is deceased. Because both Akainu and Ace had powers that could turn people to ashes, so ashes to ashes, and then your brother's deceased because that bastard killed Ace. And we're on to the new world. Got Hody Jones, my least favorite One Piece villain. I think I'd choose Higama, that guy who was in chapter 1 and no place else. I think I'd choose Higama before I chose Hody Jones. Fishman Island is like the arc I forgot the most about because I just didn't care enough about it. But I do remember, like, Hody Jones took those pills to make himself old. Like, more powerful, but old. And honestly, I don't think Hody was ever a threat, to be entirely honest. What's the worst he did? Kill Orihime? I mean, I guess that was pretty bad. Yeah. Fishman Mega Chakrati. Listen, Phase Crunker, but I loved your verse, but I think it was lesser than the others because I didn't understand, because I don't like Hody, so I'm gonna like his verse less. Then you got Caesar Clown over here with Beanie Landon, who also comments on my videos. Thanks, bro. Sees the crown, I'm like, Julius, so pay homage, a reference to Julius Caesar, and he is Caesar Clown. And then you got spent the half the arc just held hostage, so yeah. Ignite like nitroglycerin. He has the gas fruit, and since nitroglycerin is a type of gas, he can ignite like nitroglycerin. Yo, it's Gangster Gastino. I thought this was Caesar Clown's verse, not Gangster Gastino. This whole flow right here is absolutely god tier. And then you got the man be his lies, Dofi, my personal favorite One Piece villain and probably third favorite One Piece character after Sanji and Usopp. I know, I have bad taste. But then you got Dofi, and he does Dofi so well. Quick stomp, and I put that down. The whole foot battle between Luffy and Dofi was top tier anime. You hear click clock, and I put that down. Yeah. He killed his parents, if you didn't already know that. Oh, hey, spoilers for One Piece in this video, by the way. But if you aren't watching One Piece, well, if you don't know One Piece, you probably wouldn't know the man be his law anyway, because most of his songs are about One Piece. Like, I think the only actual song he has that isn't about One Piece is, right now, as of the time of listening to this, is his Sakuna song. I mean, soon he's gonna have his Minecraft song out, which I'm absolutely gonna listen to, because it's gonna be dope. So yeah. This is my favorite part of his verse. Get them adamned if they're gonna bomb us. That, yeah. And gang ain't adamant to take a... Like, this is, yeah. Every word of this verse is so infused with One Piece lore that it'd be impossible for me to find it all. Taking the first step in trapping your faction, yeah. Well, he really didn't, did he, Lin Lin? Katakuri absolutely lost to Luffy. Like badly. Though Katakuri versus Luffy is still one of the best fights. Love it. I can't believe that Ichiro Oda made one of his most overpowered devil fruits the one based off of potato mochi. And then you got Tyrone, who I hear more and more now. That's just the man Bia's law. I'm hearing it more and more now. That's just Johnny. Like ever since he told me, I listened to it and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like you. But nope, that just sounds exactly like him. I don't know how I don't know how I didn't get this earlier. Also, reference to his previous cipher, where Ziggy Cheese, who played NL in this, played Monkey D. Dragon. He's taken the father bar to another level, because like he is a father. But and one of the main characters of this arc was Yamato. Yeah, harder that the armament cannot harm him. In his first kerfuffle with Kaido, Luffy got dominated. Like, he didn't stand a chance, dog. With the dragon, the Ua Ua. The Ua Ua no Mi Maroseryu. The first fish fruit. Like, all of the lizard fruits have been dragon fruits until we see the actual dragon, and it's a fish fruit. Eat them all up. All right, there we have it. I just spent 30 minutes talking about, what is that, 9 minutes of content? Absolutely lovely. So, like that was a great time. I love both these ciphers, but I think for the better cipher, I would have to say is, I do prefer the Pokemon type cipher, Volume 1 from Flint. Who also comments on my videos. Also, the man Bia's law comments. Like, we got a lot of nice guys here. But you guys, now remember, this isn't meant to, like, shame either one of them. I love both of their music, as you can tell from my now 30-minute long video on 2 songs. Like, their music is great shit. But this round, the win goes to Flint. Goodbye, unnamed fan base. When I get the ability to stream, our first stream is going to be what our fan base is called.